Welcome to the Daily Energize podcast, where you'll get a jolt of energy and a quick tip to help you conquer your day. Now here's your host, the Prince of Positivity himself, Spencer Jones.
Hey Energizer, have you ever noticed how some people just rub you the wrong way? You're just, it could give you like a visceral reaction, like it just leaves a bad taste in your mouth. You feel irritated and agitated when you're around them, that they just don't align. Well, that's what we're going to talk about in today's episode of the Daily Energize. It is I, Spencer Jones, the Prince of Positivity, coming at you with this episode. So thank you for hopping in, joining me. Make sure you hit follow and subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. And let's get ready to rock and roll. Let's talk about it. So, as I mentioned in yesterday's episode, I was at an event recently, and that event made me think of some topics for the podcast, and this is, again, one of them. And it's some people just rub you the wrong way. So when I go to an event, I go there for a couple reasons, depending on the event, of course, right? But for this one, it was a business type event where we were networking, connecting, and learning and growing. So my intention when I went there was two big things. One was to make new connections, to meet new people and network. The other one was to learn from the people on stage, right? The people who are talking and sharing, and not just learn from them, but learn from everybody. So what can I learn so I can improve? So those were the two main focuses. Extra benefits where I get to hang out with some friends of mine that were there and have a good time, right? So cool, I get to hang out, but I really get to learn from the people on stage and other people there so I could become better and step into my light and shine more. And network. I can meet new people. So especially when I'm intentionally networking, and I'm trying to do this almost all the time, it's not like an automatic thing for me yet, but I'm getting better at it. When I'm networking and I'm meeting new people, first and foremost, I do my best to survey, I'm not sure survey is the right word, but to see if they align with me or if they don't. See if their energies work with mine. I'm not saying they have to agree with me. I'm not saying we have to, all have the exact same thoughts and reasons. But how's their energy? Does it align or does it not? Now, I'm getting better and faster at realizing this right away. Katie's great at this. Katie's amazing. I've struggled with this for years. And even as I've been working on energy, I'm becoming more and more in line and in tune with it and understanding and starting to sense other people's energy faster. So I've been practicing. And part of it is when I go to these events, it's practice. So I could see, who's in alignment, who's not. So I made some rough judgment calls in the past with that. As in, this person I thought was aligned, but they're not at all. And so I'm learning. But what I first do is I try to get a sense of, as I'm just having a conversation, learning who they are, what they do, what they're about, right? Just having a general conversation. I'm analyzing to see and looking at what's the energy. Does it seem like they align? Do we mesh well? Do we not mesh well? If we seem to get along, that it's, in alignment, that cool. It's not out of alignment, right? It's good. That cool. We'll keep that conversation going. We'll do follow up. We'll do all that stuff. However, if it's somebody whose energy like, that just rubs me the wrong way, or that's not it, I try to get out of that politely, but as quickly as possible. I try not to be rude. It's not like I just stop mid-word or mid-conversation, just turn around and leave. I finish up the conversation nicely, but I do it pretty quickly, and then we move on. Because I hate to be rude, but I don't have time to be around people who aren't aligned. I don't have time to be around people who have zero interest in aligning. Now, I'm not saying that they won't always align. Maybe at some point on they will. My energy will change. Maybe their energy will change and it'll align. Who knows? I'm not saying I'm not putting myself in spaces where people don't agree with me or where they don't necessarily all align, but I try to surround myself with people who do. Because then those are the people that we can serve, we can help, we can guide them to stepping into their light and shining bright, to mastering their energy, right? So they can be a master of their energy sovereignty. That's what we're working at. And so if someone's totally disaligned, well, why would I want to be around that? And so I'm getting better at sensing it. And I invite you to do the same thing. Who's in alignment with you in your life? Just take a look. You're not judging them. You're not saying you're better or worse than them. You're just discerning, hey, this person's in alignment, this person's not. There was one person who talked on stage who just really rubbed me the wrong way. I didn't really chat with him at all before or after that event, but when he was on stage and he was talking, it just was irritating. I was frustrated when I was hearing him talk. I noticed that I was more negative, all just from the energy he was putting out on stage. Now, there's some people there who probably resonated with him. We're like, oh yeah, cool, he's in, right? This is awesome. But for me, it was a hard pass. Like, no, we're good. Cool, go you. I thank you for going on stage and sharing. I get to learn and grow from you. But that's where this pretty much ends. I'm not going to go forward. I'm not looking to have a conversation with you because that energy's off. And I'm learning to trust myself more with that. And I hope that you are sensing those things and trusting yourself more and more and more. I'm going through this journey too. We're in this together. Again, it doesn't mean that it won't be later on. I'm open to that possibility. But at that time, it just wasn't. And that's okay. So let me not go around people who are going to be draining my energy, around those energy vampires, or could potentially drain it. And surround myself with people who we could pour into and support. People who are aligned. So again, I invite you, take a look at the people in your life. Who's aligned and who's not. Don't judge them, just discern. And then, like we talked about yesterday, now that you're aware of that, take the appropriate action. If they're not aligned, maybe it's time to have them less and less in your life, or whatever that looks like to you. Just a thought. You do you. You do what's best for you. Those are just some thoughts coming from me. So that's all I got for today. Thank you for being here, joining me. Keep being you. Keep shining your gorgeous light with the world. And until next time, I will catch you later.